These important law enforcement services have one thing in common. Supported by the IACP's Volunteers in Police Service program, they tap volunteers to help expand community services and enhance public safety.
Our resources do not keep pace, and we have to find effective ways to be able to meet these demands.
There are dedicated individuals, men and women, who want to get out there and provide that extra assistance to the patrol.
We really needed a way to build trust among the community that we police.
It's imperative that we tap into the resources that are available to us.
The support that you gain from volunteers in your community is something that is unbelievable. They are like our ambassadors.
It's important to have volunteers be able to take up some of those duties that police officers don't have time to perform. And in turn, that frees up police officers to be more involved in patrolling neighborhoods and preventing crime. The number one ingredient to a successful volunteer program is ensuring that you're recruiting the right people, that people are in this for the right reason. There's no selfish motives. They want to give back to the community.
We're very selective in who we pick to do those jobs because they do have access to sensitive information. So we need people that have the right motivation and have the right skill level.
Most of them have full-time jobs. Some don't, some are retirees. They have an interest in the police department.
The folks are out there, you just need to go out there and find them, give them some sort of direction, a task to perform, and they'll take it from there.
We have to invest in these individuals. We have to show them that they do meaningful work. We have to show them that they are appreciated for what they do.
What we try to do is to keep that motivation going the best we can. By having an open door policy, we talk to them, see what their needs are, if there's specialized equipment that they need, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that we try to address that.
It's important that police chiefs, as the head of an agency, show a special interest in those individuals, to speak at their academy graduations, to host barbecues for them, to have appreciation dinners that recognize their efforts. And all of those things allow for a successful volunteer program.
So that way when you get...
There were several reasons that prompted the creation of the Citizen Police Academy. One is that we wanted to make the police department as transparent as possible so that people understood how we did our work, and as a result of that we could build trust among the people who we work for.
All the standards for training are the same, whether you are an auxiliary member of the Florida Highway Patrol or a regular member of the Florida Highway Patrol.
Training involved over 40 hours. And it involved things such as sensitivity training to victims, the judicial system, and some of the services that are available, especially for domestic violence victims.
Once they pass the background investigation, then they're subject to an interview process with myself and a sergeant. They go through our training academy, which is a block of 10 courses taught out at the police academy.
We have an auxiliary coordinator in each of our 10 field troops who's responsible for the local day-to-day routine functions of the auxiliary.
It's very important that we tie a liaison to each one of these various volunteer organizations. Extremely important. They need to feel connected with our department. We need to know what they're doing so it makes sure that they're following our procedures and regulations.
For our volunteer programs, our investment is ridiculously small financially. And we provide the volunteers a workspace and all of the tools they need to do their job, and they come in and do it.
Most of our organizations have fundraisers themselves. If they need specialized equipment beyond what the county can do, they raise their own money. So it works out really, really well.
This past year we had a $350,000 appropriation from our legislature. As far as the investment by the state of Florida in these volunteers is minimal compared to what we get back.
We probably save over $1.5 million over the last 8 years in the services they provide. And you compare that to a little bit of money that you have to pay for insurance. It's very cost effective.
Liability question is something that comes up rather frequently, and just as a result of the nature of our society.
And it requires a department head to take a little bit of a risk and not worry about some of the potential liabilities, because the benefits of using volunteers in policing far outweighs the risk involved.
When our auxiliary troopers are working in auxiliary status for our organization, they are covered for the same full benefits as our regularly sworn troopers are paid for.
In most communities, there is an RSVP program, a retired seniors volunteer program that allows people to be able to volunteer work in their community. We use that as a method to pay for insurance.
The bottom line here is that the volunteer program has made an incredible difference in the relationship between the community and the police.
And I think for a chief who is somewhat of a visionary and recognizes the funding limitations that they face, this is an obvious solution.
Our Florida Highway Patrol Auxiliary last fiscal year donated over 150,000 work hours to the Florida Highway Patrol and the citizens of our state.
The support that you gain from volunteers in your community is something that is unbelievable. They are like our ambassadors.
The link that this creates between the community and the police not only improves service to the community, but it makes the police officer feel better about his or her job. And I think that's a win-win situation for everyone.
I've had sergeants come up to me and say, I know when the volunteers are on duty, because when they're on duty, my officers work that much more efficiently.
It also is motivational for the officers, because the officers see, hey, we've got, a whole bunch of people that are willing to help us for nothing.
It's important to have volunteers be able to take up some of those duties that police officers don't have time to perform. And in turn, that frees up police officers to be more involved in patrolling neighborhoods and preventing crime.